scholarships recognize her academic and artistic achievements. Ladies and gentlemen, Marissa.
Hi, class of 2009. Hi, Mayor Duffy. Guys, as we go on in our lives and leave the crowded passing time hallways and the period bells and the teacher's phone calls home, and home base and class wars and lunchtime and locked bathrooms and donut songs and pep rally and everything else, we can know for certain that we have each other, we have our teachers, and always our family. You probably think I'm here today to talk about our past 4 years together. I'll get to that. But first, I'm going to talk about an event that took place just 3 weeks ago right near Wilson. The Wilson National Honor Society and I organized a race called the Fight Against Violence 5K Run Walk, the only good fight. We organized this in partnership with the 19th Ward Community Association and many great sponsors to benefit nonviolence training for youth at risk at the Center for Youth. I came up with the idea because throughout my high school years, I have grown to realize that we youth are truly affected by Rochester's violence more so than one would generally think. If you personally haven't been impacted by youth violence, then look next to you, because that person probably has. I can stand before you today and know that if we all work together to make our city better, we can. For example, I'm very pleased to announce that on behalf of the race organizers, earlier this week I presented a check for almost $1,500 to the Center for Youth from what we raised for them at the race. Even those of you who are leaving Rochester must keep a space in your hearts for our city, because believe it or not, it was your home for these past few years, if not your whole entire life. None of us can work alone to better this city, but it will work if we pull together. If everyone together worked as one to end youth violence, then believe me, there would be many more kids crossing this stage each year. I still remember my first day of high school, wondering what it would be like, who I would meet. Many of you know I started my high school career at East High School, but I assume it was probably very similar to your first days. I got lost, and I met many of the people I'm closest to today. Even though I've changed schools and grown up so much, those early relationships stay with us. And when I arrived at Wilson, our sophomore year, you were all so great. Well, most of you are great, except maybe you, Maya. Just kidding, ugly. And I've made the best friends and had many meaningful experiences. So even though life will take us on many paths, as it already has, we have still ended up as one, class of 2009. We are the leaders of tomorrow, whether we realize it or not. I am here because I chose to come to Wilson. I chose to leave the school I was at to pursue a different education path at Wilson in their International Baccalaureate program, something I am so glad I did. Some speakers choose to quote some type of influential, famous person. I have chosen instead to give you a quote of my own. The difference in the world begins by helping out your neighbor, doing something that is the right thing to do. Sounds corny, right? But I really believe in it. In 10th grade, the mother of my best friend became very sick. My family took Felicia in, and soon her mother died. For most of these past 2 years, we've provided her a home, a family, and the support through tough times. We do these things not for the thanks we receive, because sometimes it comes and sometimes it doesn't. We do these things because we believe in making the world a better place, one person at a time. And every day, knowing that you have impacted a life for the better makes it a rewarding one. I'm proud to say that just a few hours ago, on this same stage, Felicia gave the valedictorian speech at the East High School graduation. Columbia University in New York City this coming fall. Next year, I will be enrolled in the dual degree program at the Eastman School of Music and the University of Rochester, and I will bring with me the many memories that I have formed here at Wilson, along with the amazing education I have received. Whether it was our class winning the Spirit Stick this year, and some may argue last year as well, getting caught in hall sweeps and escaping them, hearing the same daily announcements in some classes, you know which ones, learning all about sex in Ms. Densmore's math class, sneaking out times exterior, tossing eggs in physics, kicking butt in class wars, or listening to the donut song of the day. I am sure that I won't forget these amazing high school years. I am so honored to have been able to share the ride with you all. And whether you become the next best-selling author, travel the world, or write the next Super Bowl commercial, I can trust that if we remember the place where we grew up and matured, Rochester, then we can help make it a peaceful and exciting place to live in the future. Don't ever forget your days at Wilson. Don't ever forget what a monumental time this has been for Rochester, our country, and the world. Don't forget that this was the year that Barack Obama became the first Black president. We can do anything we dream of doing. I hope this is ingrained in you as it is in me. I encourage everyone to be the differences in the world, to care for others who need caring for, to improve the places that need the most improvement. I can't do it by myself, and neither can you. But as we know for certain, we can bond as one class of 2009 and change anything we want for the better. I chose to address youth violence this year because it affects everyone, you and me. I clearly remember walking into my Latin class in 9th grade and everyone being upset since their friend from middle school had been fatally stabbed the night before. One of us was killed. That is what I was thinking then and have been thinking ever since then. Who knows how many lives that boy could have affected for the better had he still been alive today. I recently saw a newspaper article titled, "The Only Thing Left to Do Is Pray," and it was talking about what needs to happen for the violence to stop. But to end the violence will also take working together in action. Our prayers will only be answered through action. Show our peers that there is an answer besides fighting and that there are services out there designed to mediate situations that could turn violent. Perhaps the most important things that I have learned during these past 4 years are the importance of friendship and the importance of family. My family has always been there. If it were not for the dedication of my parents, I never would have gotten into the Wilson IB program. My brother, Peter, is the smartest person I know. He will be a senior next year at School of the Arts as a drama major, and I am proud to say he was just elected to be next year's SOTA student body president. He, like my parents, like my grandma and grandpa and my Lola, who are all here in the audience today, they all believe in doing the right thing, healing this world one person at a time. Imagine your best friend's life depends on you stepping up and helping. I hope that each of you would take the opportunity to open your home and your hearts for her. I dedicate this speech to my parents. They are my inspiration as I go on in life. They're the most giving and most creative people I know, and I vow to be just like them. I'm so happy that my parents value education the way they do. This truly helped motivate me to do my best in school. I also need to mention the friends and teachers who have been there for me all along. Joe, Mayette, Suzette, Diamante, Ms. Garlock, Mr. Hillman, Yolana, Casey, Jaleesa, Denzel, and my amazing